This video is brought to you by Charco Design and Build.
Hi everybody, George Chamberlain here, Executive Editor for the Daily Transcript. Just finished up a really interesting roundtable on commercial real estate, but it wound up into becoming a real active discussion about the economy, even got into some residential side on a couple of things as well. So I thought it'd be interesting to sit down with one of the folks who was part of the roundtable and go over some of his thoughts about this. John Galaxidas is the President and CEO of Synergy Real Estate Group, based here in San Diego. You are based here in San Diego,
We
right,
are based
John?
in San Diego.
Tell us a little bit about the work you guys do.
All we do is we assist corporations down to small startups here in San Diego with their real estate needs. We primarily focus on leasing to corporations. That's our focus. We also do acquisitions for corporations, but our primary focus is just corporate work, assisting clients find space. That's our specialty.
What was your takeaway from the roundtable today?
I think there's a lot of optimistic as it relates to the market itself. There's a lot of things going forward in our economy as it relates to San Diego, as it relates to construction. There's some construction going on which we haven't seen for a couple years, which is something that's exciting for San Diego. And when I refer to construction, I'm referring to like mid-rise, high-rise office space. There was also addressed, as you may know, about Qualcomm looking for additional space up in the 1 million square feet, which is, it's amazing because they're the biggest employer here in San Diego, which is something, again, exciting that's happening here in San Diego. We also addressed the military. Even though there has been some cutbacks in the military, there are still opportunities out there, I think, for contractors that are assisting the military here in San Diego. As you may know, San Diego is a very big military town.
Sure.
As it relates to biotech, there's still plenty of opportunities for the biotech industry here in San Diego, probably one of the biggest industries here in San Diego. Outside of that, as it relates to the Mexican border, we had discussed primarily the ability of Mexican companies coming to the United States, opening up distribution channels into the United States because of their economy doing well and coming in.
You brought up, I want to take a few of those points and expand on them a little bit. Sure. When they started talking, the roundtable group started talking about major movers in the commercial real estate market, they kind of shrugged off the military. And you came back and said, well, guys, not so fast. The military is, in its own way, maybe not as much here in San Diego. You pointed out some other areas in Southern California where they are taking office space and being a player in that market.
Absolutely. Outside of San Diego specifically, there are a lot of military contracts being awarded. That is Synergy, assisted NASA just recently in Tustin, which is very close to San Diego, for 11,000 square feet. Wow. They're working on a new spacecraft called the Solar Sail spacecraft. A contract that awarded to Lagarde A, which was our client. Just as of this morning, another client of ours is looking for 200,000 square feet, specifically in Los Angeles. Again, aerospace driven. They're looking to do a manufacturing facility, not necessarily here in San Diego, in Chino, California, but that is an indication that there's a lot of contracts still out there, even though the money has been cut back. Yeah.
The other thing that was kind of interesting, we got into a little bit of a conversation at the end about which leads which, the residential or the commercial leading residential, or residential leading commercial, and you were involved in that conversation. What do you think?
I think there was a lag on the commercial side after the residential as it relates to which comes which goes forward in being productive and flourishing here in San Diego. As it relates specific to residential, there's a very little supply. We addressed that in our discussions, and that is parlaying now into the commercial side of the business here in San Diego, especially like in the UTC. There's very low supply of space, and we're seeing that also being pushed out to the Del Mar area. One thing that we did discuss about downtown is we're seeing an exodus from downtown. Primarily, I think we discussed that the biggest issue was the parking cost from most employers that are seeing it being more expensive. Yeah. So a lot of them are moving to Del Mar or UTC because of that.
One other thing was a comment was made by one of the people at the roundtable about the fact that we're starting to see evidence of some spec building coming back into the commercial and industrial side, and that when you start seeing that, that's perhaps a time to be a little bit cautious that maybe this market's had a good run here, but when you start getting a lot of spec money coming into it, and that applies to a million other things, that maybe that's the time to take a look and be a little bit cautious?
I would have to say so. When you see speculative construction coming on, it is a time to just kind of reevaluate the market just to see where it's at. On the flip side, there's new construction happening in the UTC, and Irvine Company is looking to actually build a new building.
That's unusual, isn't it?
It is very unusual.
Yeah.
But I think there is still a caution on the side of the developers, Irvine Company and Hines and any other large developer. They're still holding off, and they're on a word of caution to themselves because they really don't know what to expect in the future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's so many wild cards out there right now, aren't there? There really are. John, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and join us. You contributed greatly to the roundtable today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. All right, be sure to check out in the publication and here online. James Palin was the reporter in the room, and so he'll be generating the content for the website and for the publication. Take a look at it. It was a good roundtable.